Of all the different reasons to run for office, such as caring about the environment, the economy, creating jobs, protecting and serving your constituents, which are all good reasons, by the way, but none of them were as important to Aaron Miller as keeping his daughter ignorant, so she wouldn't cry. That's right, Aaron Miller, who's running for a seat in Minnesota's 1st Congressional District, he is running because evolution made his little girl cry. That's according to him, or an anecdote story that he has told. That's right, the Mankato Free Press reported that Miller told a story to a Republican convention about how his daughter became so very upset because she had to learn the evils of evolution at school. He even said that the teacher agreed and then cursed the government for forcing her to teach it. That's why Aaron Miller is running on a platform to allow schools to teach ignorance. Now, he told the Tea Party Forum last year that, quote, "I'm running for office because of my children. I'm concerned that I'm about ready to offer a country to my girls that is not better off than what my parents offered me." Now, this is sort of ironic, because in order to have a country that is thriving, you need a well-educated workforce, affordable higher education, class mobility, and lower income inequality, none of which the Republican Party is actually attempting to do. In fact, the Republican Party calls educated people snobs, wants more expensive higher education, higher income inequality, and, of course, limited class mobility. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I don't think you were exactly quoting from their platform, Jeff, about what the Republican Party wants. But I had to start this one off, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, Stephen. But my number one sin in politics and in movies and in every single facet of my life is when you bring up stupid kids. Nobody likes little kids. I don't want to see them in politics. I don't want to hear about your kids, your family, or anything like that, and how they inspire you to pass stupid-ass laws. Just stop doing it, run on adult issues, and stop pandering. I fucking hate pandering. Nobody likes little kids, and I hate this guy. And this is like the opposite of the way I feel about the last guy.
Okay, like for me, I'm just thinking, like, fuck his kids. If they're upset by learning that stuff, then tough shit. There's some stuff that you learn at school. It isn't particularly pleasant when you learn about the Holocaust and stuff and the horrors there. It's not, but you've just got to know about those things. If he's not agreeing with what should be taught in public schools, which is evolution, which is an absolute fact and did happen and is happening, then he can homeschool his kids. Like, I don't agree with homeschooling in most situations, but if he wants to raise his kids up ignorant through his own ignorance, that's fine. But he shouldn't be allowed to influence what other people's children are taught. If you want to teach your own kid ignorance, that's fine. Don't go teaching my kids or anyone else's kids absolute nonsense.
And if your ideas are so good that they should stand on their own.
Exactly, yeah. But of course the liberal scientists don't, they're not going to listen to his valid point of view. He's a fucking moron. He shouldn't be elected at all.
Yeah, I think Stephen's giving the guy too much credit. Like, this isn't a point for homeschooling. This is a point, like, to say, hey, in the public, if you don't believe in this stuff, then tell your daughter, hey, listen, what they're telling you is not true. Just play the game. Put what they want to hear on the test, but you know that it's not true. Which, again, is just as destructive to your daughter, but it still doesn't give you the right to be destructive to other people's kids. And it also protects your daughter because she at least has to be exposed to the truth. I'll go ahead and skip because I've been over this time and time again in previous, segments we've done. I don't want to be the broken record, like how this is a completely unchristian position, how this is an example of someone taking their own persuasion that's more politically informed than it is religiously informed and treating it like the absolute, dogmas and religious truths to, believing in evolution or not believing in evolution does not equal believing in the incarnation in Christianity. It does not equal believing in the resurrection in Christianity. Those are things that have been held from the dawn of Christianity and are considered essential truths of the faith. You do, however, just FYI, have church fathers long before evolution is a twinkle in Darwin's father's eye, teaching the creation account is metaphorical or allegorical and not literal because of the theological lessons in it, nothing to do with science or politics, But we'll ignore all that because we've been over that before. Why I really, really hate this, again, to tempt Ben Mankiewicz to come on the show, why I hate this jackbag is because, like, he's using his daughter as political propaganda. What happens if she grows up to be a critically thinking, educated woman, and, you know, she's doing a Google search one day or whatever, and comes across this media, you know, uproar about how, like, her dad campaigned to make people dumber and used her as an excuse and wasn't honest, like, hey, I'm just doing this for my own political gain because I know you idiots will vote for me if I say these stupid things. Like, that would destroy me if I knew that, like, my dad used me to make people dumber for his own political gain. Like, man, you're a horrible father. Well, and I say that because I'm a father. You're a horrible father.
And here's the point, too, is that we don't know if that situation actually happened, too. So, I mean, there's, like, he's provided no proof to reporters that that situation actually happened. So.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, if I'd grown up in Germany and I was a German school child, and, you know, my father saying, oh no, Germany won the Second World War, it's absolutely true. I can't believe kind of your school is teaching that kind of the Allied forces won the Second World War. I want to campaign so that all German children know that Germany won the Second World War. You'd be laughed out of the room instantly. You'd be ridiculed. But the fact this has a slight religious kind of twang to it, this is why he's given any tiny bit of credence that he has been given. It's just purely because he thinks that his religiosity gives him the right to have everyone else's kids taught the same way he wants his kid taught. It's ridiculous. He should be laughed out the room instantly and for the rest of his life until he stops believing this absolute ignorant fucking nonsense.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say his daughter actually did cry. Doesn't matter. You're still a horrible father. My son, I took both of my kids to the park today before our show while my wife cooked supper. I took them to the park to get them out of their hair. It was a beautiful day down here in Arkansas. And guess what? When it was time to leave the park and go eat food, my older son cried a little bit because he didn't want to leave the park. He wanted to keep playing. But as a father, I had to say, hey, son, it's more important that you get food and don't die than we keep playing at this park. So as a father, you say, hey, listen, I'm sorry I've raised you in this horrible manner where science makes you cry, but maybe it's more important that you understand the world around you in a way that you can then go on to contribute to that world than it is that you stick to your guns in this idiotic way I've raised you. And that's, again, we're giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying this is true. You're still a horrible father, and I stand by that.
I actually have a breaking news update that was just texted to me from one of our audience members. Apparently, this is a trend that's catching on, and we have two other people who are also running based on things that made their kids cry in school. One of them was their kid being pinched, because we all know that's a big issue for little stupid kids. And the other one was a kid being pantsed. So we're going to have the new caucus of things that made my kids cry in the House of Representatives this year, and that's just going to be a thing. Anyway, that was made up. But my point is, stupid kids cry over everything all the time because they're stupid kids. Like, I mean, that's why nobody likes them. And you can't run an entire...
To go off like one of your examples, if a kid's not picked for one of the sports teams, he's not picked first in one of the games, then this father, using his right, right, let's ban all sports then. No kid is allowed to have, allowed to take part in sport because my kid is upset by not being picked. Well, tough shit. Like, kids will cry at school, as pretty much all of us said, and it's your duty as a father to make sure that your children are the most informed and the best people that they can be, and he is failing miserably.
Well, that's a great example, but I actually said if he gets pinched that they would cry. But not being picked is actually a better example. Oh, another breaking news, a kid in the elementary school near me cried because they ran out of chocolate milk and he had to drink normal milk. So I'm sure another congressional campaign needs to be launched off of that. But, yeah, so nobody cares about your stupid kid, and if you want to run for office for whatever reason, that's perfectly fine, but stop giving me... Stop giving me these stories about how you were drafted to office. Like, this is how all these people work, is they need a story about how they were called to office. You run to office because you like power. That's why 98% of the people in Congress are there. 2% are like, I kind of want to serve the public sometimes.